Hi friends, this is now the second day being at Millsite Reservoir. Now when we got here last night and we got settled in, we also went to go eat dinner, and we just pick up like a whole chicken from Walmart as we're traveling, and we have a cold pasta with it. Because we're exhausted, obviously, moving day. We go through, a lot, and traveling and getting supplies and everything like that. Well, it was pretty breezy off and on as we were settling in and trying to relax, and finally went to have dinner, and this gust just came from nowhere, and those little dust devil things that come through. And so it just kicked up, that it's kind of like a sandy dirt, if that makes sense. It's kind of it's like sand, but yet it's like dirt. I can't explain it. So it just kicked up, and it just went into our food a little bit. So we're thinking, oh no, we didn't want to waste our dinner. So lucky it wasn't too bad. I mean, we did have to eat a little bit of gritty food, but that's life on the road. But we quickly ran into Ken's camper to finish our meal inside the camper so we wouldn't get any more, dirt kicked into our food. So that's kind of how our evening ended, and it was very hot. So we made it through the night. It was a very warm night. We both at our rigs. We both talked about it the next day, like, oh my gosh, wasn't that so hot? And he's like, yeah, it was so hot. And so we both just had to sleep on top of the blanket with no covers, and then I have this little kind of throw blanket that's very hot, and I usually have Milo on top of that to protect my mattress from the doggy oils that can come from their skin. And anyway, so I kicked that off, and I said, we're just sleeping on top of the comforter. Well, Milo was just having a really bad night. It was like panting and panting, and he was thirsty, and I gave him water, and he was thirsty again. And so he kept me up most of the night just from being a little bit warm. It was one of the warmest nights we've had to sleep in a really long time. Today it's not too bad. It's 87 in here now, 84 outside, so we are coming down a little bit in temperature. But we got zapped by another windstorm coming through again, and there is a fire that's further up north from where we're at, and we are starting to get some of the smoke haze that's coming down because the wind's coming from the west, and from that northwest, sorry. So it's bringing that down into this area. So we're bunkered down in our rigs again, and we were outside as long as we could be outside today. And so now we're bunkered down inside. So I'll show you what it's looking like outside, though. It's crazy. I mean, from beautiful blue skies to this crazy smoky haze sky now. And at least Milo's not panting so much, so it's a little bit cooler. We're supposed to be cool down for the next couple of days in the upper 80s, so which is much better than the upper 90s. All right, so hopefully Milo and I will have a better night's sleep tonight. All right, so I'll show you outside. All right, so let me show you what it's looking like outside. We're all socked in from the smoke, but it's looking very, very beautiful out here, though, in spite of all the smoke haze and then the sun behind all the clouds and the smoke haze. But the visibility definitely got poor. Look at the mountain right in front of me. Crazy. Look at that. It was so windy we had to go inside most of the late afternoon. We just said, it's getting too windy. We better go and get away from the wind. There's nothing we can do to get away from the smoke haze because it's so hot, and we have to have our windows down somewhat. But the wind was just really blasting for a while. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful, though? It's still beautiful. And I'll tell you about the fire. Lucky no homes. There's nothing that's in the threat of the fire. So that's the good news about that fire. But I'll tell you about that when I'll turn the camera back around. Oh, here comes a strong gust of wind. Gotta hang on because it's been pretty strong. Well, I do want to talk about that. We did know about this Trail Mountain fire when we came into this area, but it's 20 miles away because we did look in the general area we were going to. Are there any fires? But of course we can't predict the wind and what the wind's going to do, and that can do obviously a little shift with the smoke. But I'm going to talk about how we do that at the end of this clip, so keep watching because important information on the resources that we will use to know if an area has a fire in it or not. But now I'm going to talk about how this fire started. Well, this fire started from a prescribed fire. So it got out of control because of the wind. But again, like the good news is at least it hasn't put any homes in danger or anything like that. But we were going to go up north. There's a lake up there, Willow Lake, but now that might change our plans on what we're going to do. So stay tuned for the videos after this place, and we'll see whether we were able to go more north from here or whether, yeah, we have to come up with a plan B. And you have to be able to do that when you're in this lifestyle because anything could change your plans in a heartbeat. So you have to be flexible and go with the weather, go with the situation. A lot of fires are started in this situation or by lightning. Also, obviously, humans who make that error with their camping fire. So there's campfire. So a lot of things could happen, and that can definitely change anybody's plans, obviously. We actually follow a lot of things from InsaWeb. If you haven't, checked that website out, it's a really good website to know what fires are in your state and in your area. So highly recommend that website, InsaWeb. So do that and then, or look there, and then also we also Google in that area as well, just making sure that we stay up. Are there fires in the particular area that you're in or where you're going? Now, can't smelt this fire or the smell of fire in the beginning as the smoke was kind of coming in the area. And he goes, I smell fire, I smell a fire. And there's just the smell to it. And sure enough, we went online, we checked again. But again, the only fire was that one up north. And so, which is about 20 miles up north. But that's enough to bring in that smoke and haze and smell into our area. So yeah, but always look and just keep an eye, because I mean a fire can just start just boom like that in your area. So yeah, be safe out there. All right, so stay tuned what we end up doing. But yeah, see, this wind has just been crazy. We'll be out here and all of a sudden, wham, the wind just comes from nowhere, and it could be really strong, and then it'll slow down, and then it'll come back like waves. All right, so never boring on the road, I'm telling you. All right, so I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Wow, now look at the sun as it's starting to set with the clouds and the smoke haze from the fire. That's the Trail Mountain fire. Wow, isn't that incredible? Amazing. And it's still smoky there. But wow. Like lucky the wind calmed down enough to get out to get this. It's been so crazy. Whew, gorgeous. Makes it all worth being on the road. Thank you, and I appreciate everyone out there for watching and for subscribing to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell twice for future videos. Together we can make a difference with my favorite charities, Wilderness on Wheels and Meals on Wheels of America.